Yeah,
I'll
no,
get
I think
to I'll get to the thing that went wrong in this game for me. We alluded to it a little bit. It was a really good game for Trent McDuffie. Really, really bad game. Really, really bad game for Jamar Chase. And getting up in the ref's face, throwing a temper tantrum, getting a flag in a pivotal
can't do that.
portion of the game.
Can't do that.
Bad look, and it went really, really wrong for Jamar Chase right there. A guy who is trying to get a bag. He has come out and stated, I think it was before the game, that he would not be negotiating in contract talks with the Bengals, at least for during the season. He thinks that they were negotiating in bad faith, promised him things, it didn't happen, and now things are boiling over. He needs to get a grip on anything and everything that is happening in with his career right now, on and off the field, because if it continues this way, buddy, you aren't getting a dime from dang near anyone. It's not going to be a good look, especially if you're putting up those type of numbers.
Well, I mean, who did the Bengals have to throw to? Jamar Chase. That's pretty much it. They threw to the tight ends mostly all day.
You had Jermaine Burton,
So
you had Losivas, you had who's that G
Yeah,
string,
but I
Mike
mean,
Gesicki.
if I'm Spags, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, we're not gonna let Jamar fucking Chase beat us.
He was
So
single. He was single covered almost all day. He was hardly ever double
yeah,
covered. He
that
had
doesn't mean you
Trent
can't give help over
McDuffie
the top or
and
something like
Josh
that.
Williams.
Like
Sometimes you're
at
just
the end of
locked
the
up.
day, I'm not gonna let Jamar Chase beat me. Whether I'm putting that on one corner or I'm putting it on two guys or I'm rolling safeties to that side or whatever it is. Like in my opinion, I'm not gonna let Jamar Chase beat me. I'm gonna
He
make
got
Joe
locked.
Burrow
He got locked
hit
up.
that squirrely white guy, Mike Gesicki. Squirrely white guy. That's the best way to describe him.
He got locked up. Bad look. Bad look for Jamar Chase. Not going to
Yeah.
do you any justice. And you can't go out there and cause that sort of penalty. Bad day could turn worse for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it
We all know
could.
that he's a head
Sean,
case.
what do you think?
oh, it could go straight downhill. We've
Yeah,
seen Joe
but
Burrow get hurt multiple times over the past few years. I mean, Jake Browning can come in and light it up, but
yeah.
your quarterback is Joe Burrow. He
Well, I
goes
Also,
think
it
that
all
didn't.
fast.
all wide receivers, especially all like highly paid, highly touted wide receivers, are a little nuts
Anybody
in
who's
their
in the
own kind of.
league is a little nuts,
Well,
but
He's
yeah,
receivers are a little
no, but
more diva.
yeah, like receivers have like really good soccer. Like whenever there's a really good soccer player, like that type of cockiness and like that fuck you pay me type like attitude, like that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, look at any of them, like literally any of them.
I think it would have been a lot more acceptable if Jamar Chase was actually doing something in the game,
Yeah.
but he
Sure,
wasn't.
Uh-huh.
did
That's diva
nothing.
behavior without diva play.
And I mean, even if like on the following
Bad
drive,
combo.
like on the next drive, if you come back and score a touchdown, like all sins are forgiven at that point. But like you don't even do something like that. He didn't, he
He just
just
Usually
threw your
doing
helmet and got
something
mad.
Yeah,
mhm.
usually doing something like that will like gear yourself up and gear your team around you. Even though it wasn't a good look, and Joe Burrow had to push you away from the ref at least three separate times
Well,
in
yeah,
30 seconds.
it's
But
like
like
how
that
much
should gear you up to go out and do something your next possession. If you're not following up, gotta go.
well, like how many people have to hold you back from talking to a ref, which I don't know. I don't know about you. I was always taught to address the official in football as excuse me, Mr. Official, and anything else is gonna be 15. And it's third time's a charm. He went, he said something again. The white cap was like, look, shut it. Like shut the fuck up. Or I'm gonna do something. And then as Joe Burrow was pushing away, he said something again and then just so yep.
Bad look.
Can't do it. Can't let your emotions get the best of you in that situation.
Especially for a guy who hates the Chiefs as much as he does.
I know. I know, man.
All just getting
Like
under his
even
skin.
even if he had gotten 15 for like punching a guy like a chief in the face, if he had gotten like an unsportsmanlike conduct for like fighting or like an unnecessary roughness, like that's understandable. He hates the Chiefs. But like you chewed out a referee,
Well, and it was over what he thought was a hip drop
a
tackle
hip
that
drop.
was
Yeah.
literally not a hip. Like his hip, Trent
Yeah.
McDuffie's hip didn't dip at all.
Well,
No hip dip,
I don't
no
think we'll
chip
see
dips,
I
nothing.
don't we won't see a flag for that. That was hilarious. We won't see a flag for that. I think all year. I think
I think
think
we've
it's
already
going to take
seen we've
time.
seen one. We've seen one flag. It was in week one. I don't remember the game off the top of my head, but maybe no, we didn't see the flag. We should
No, we
have.
I was
haven't,
It
gonna
dude.
was
We
say
the it
we've
was the
haven't.
seen some
play
hip drop
against
tackles.
it was a play against Joe Mixon. I thought they threw the
Yeah.
flag. They did not. Which yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll take a couple weeks, whatever. But it wasn't even close to a hip drop tackle.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It was a
Well,
it was a
on
pure
TV,
clean tackle.
it kind of looked like it could have been a face mask. Like the way I saw it live on TV, I was like, was that a face mask? Is that what he's pissed off about? And then on the
That's what I thought.
replay,
Not
yeah,
even
like
close to the face mask.
no, because I
It
thought it
was
was a
closer
face
to a
mask.
horse collar than anything else,
Hmm.
just because the hand was across the nameplate, but it was
Yeah.
grabbing the shoulder pad while he came under and grabbed the other side and then took him down. So it wasn't anything, and I get why maybe Jamar was upset. I could understand why he was upset at that, but at the same time, hey, if they're not calling it, man, you got to line up and go.
But I mean, that's a good no call too, right?
Great no
Like
call.
that's a great no call. Whether it's a face mask, a horse collar, a hip drop tackle, like that, reverting back to like kind of what we started with referees, like that was a great no call. That
Feel
could
like the
have been.
refs Yeah, I feel like the refs did a good job. Sean and I were saying earlier, I think that they could have probably called some more holdings on the Chiefs in the first three
Yeah.
quarters. I felt like they let a few, especially, get away. But at the end of the day, I thought they did a pretty good job,
I
which
thought
is
there was
unusual.
I felt like there were two missed roughing the passers. Or not roughing the passers, just unnecessary roughness. I thought George Karlaftis came in later in the game on a late sack that I think if it's I think you can call that roughing the passer, especially with today how things are happening. And I don't think it was late. I think it was a little high. I think George got him around where that nameplate is,
Mm.
which is kind of high. That was the only thing that I really saw that like could have probably been a penalty, and was not called one. Um, but yeah, no, I think the Chiefs the I think at the end of the day, people get tired in the fourth quarter, Ty Bob, which is what we talked about earlier. People just get tired in the fourth quarter. You get lazy, your hands drop, your head drops, your feet are heavy. Like it's part of the game.